Parashat Noach, God's plan B. Parashat Bereshit was a total catastrophe. Chapter after chapter after chapter, we read more and more crimes and the sins of humanity. Right from the start, from the eating of the tree of knowledge, the murder of Hevel by Cain, the murder of Cain by Tubal Cain, the prostitution of the sons of God, the humiliation of the entirety of humanity. The creation, at the beginning of which HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Vayar Elohim et kol asher asa v'hinei tov ma'od. Hashem saw that it was very good indeed. He ended up by saying what Rabbi Sachs describes as what he feels is the saddest pasuk in the whole Torah. Vayar Hashem ki rabba ra'at ha'adam ba'aretz. Hashem saw that there was very much evil in the land. V'chol yetzer machshavot libo rak kol hayom. And there was no good inclination, only the bad inclination was there all day long. And here comes that sad, sad pasuk. Vayinachem Hashem ki asa et ha'adam ba'aretz vayitatzev b'libo. HaKadosh Baruch Hu regretted having made man, and he was sad in his heart. We, humanity, made God sad in his heart. The feeling at the end of Bereshit is one of total despair. So if after such a great beginning, Vayar Hashem ki tov, if after such a good beginning, man corrupted everything that he did, what does this mean for humanity? Is there a chance for man? Is there a future for the world? How could it be that these things could happen? And these questions were raised more than 70 years ago, again, after World War II, after the Holocaust. Mankind then became aware of the deep evil and the uncontrollable cruelty that was inherent in mankind. And it discovered the great irony that the highest culture and modern science, which may have improved the lives of human beings, failed to elevate their spirits. The animal in man erupted precisely in the place that symbolized the high spirit of Europe and the world at large. And so World War II became the motive, really, for the development of something called postmodernism, at the core of which lies a deep despair about man and his ability to obtain the truth. So we have the end of Bereshit, this dreadful despair, hopeless in its true sense of the word. But then the last 5 words of Parashat Bereshit completely reverse the picture. Noach matzachein be'einei Hashem. And Noach found favor in the eyes of God. One person decided to stick to the right path, and he changed the entire picture. One righteous man gave hope where despair prevailed. From Noach, humanity was rebuilt. Plan B. Noach is the symbol of the power given to everyone, man or woman, to revolutionize and save the world, literally. Noach teaches that instead of despairing of mankind, responsibility must be taken, and instead of joining the bad and lamenting the bad, we must stick to the good path. And what is it that he does? Let's look at the beginning of Parashat Noach, the very next words after Noach had found favor in the eyes of Hashem. Eile toldot Noach. And Rav Steinsaltz, in his translation of this, uses a brilliant translation of this. Eile toldot Noach. He says, this is the legacy of Noach. Toldot Noach, the legacy of Noach. Noach ish tzaddik. He was a righteous man. Tamim haya b'dorotav. Et Elohim hitalech Noach, which we always translate as Tamim haya b'dorotav. He was perfect or wholesome in his generation, in contrast to his generation. And he walked with God. And I'd like to suggest that actually there's a little deeper meaning to this. Noach ish tzaddik, he was a righteous man. Why was he so righteous? Why was it that plan B, that the whole of humanity came from Noach? Because he was tamim Bedorotav. Tamim means, it can mean all sorts of things. It can mean naive, it can mean pure, it can mean wholesome, or it mean complete. He was complete. He was in his generation. He didn't exclude himself from his generation. He was bedorotav. He was tamim. He was complete. He was a whole person. He wasn't just one-dimensional. Yes, et Elohim italech Noach. He went with God, but he was first and foremost a man of his generation. And this is what found favor in the eyes of Hashem. What Hashem wants from us is to stick to the path. Noach was in a generation where things were really bad. Some would say our world today is also really bad. We have to take Noach as our example. And whoever does, though, and chooses the path of Noach to be within his generation, within his world, join the world, be complete with the world, be tamim with the world, but don't forget, et ha'elohim hitalech Noach. We have to do it against the tide of humanity. And from there, redemption can come from the entire world, and not just for Noach himself, but for the whole of humanity. Shabbat shalom u'mevorach. I wish you all a peaceful and a wonderful week ahead. Shabbat shalom.